Welcome everyone to today's Out to Lunch. Out to Lunch was organized by ESIP Education Committee and is hosted by ESIP, the Earth Science Information Partners, which is a national organization with over 120 members collaborating to advance the use of earth science data across society. My name is Margaret Mooney. I'm speaking to you from the Cooperative Institute for Meteorological Satellite Studies in Madison, Wisconsin. And today, I'm honored to introduce my colleague and friend, Russ Dengel, who will present and demonstrate how to access GOES-16 data with RealEarth. Hi, Russ.
Hi, Margaret. Hello, everyone. I'm going to take over control here. And get rid of the control panel. It's probably just up on my screen. Can everybody see accessing GOES-16 data with RealEarth?
We can, and we can hear you. Yeah.
Okay, cool. And of course, you can see my cursor moving. So let's get started. My name, again, is Russell Dengel, and I'm a senior instrument technologist here at the University of Wisconsin's Space Science and Engineering Center. I'd like to thank you all for the opportunity to give this brief presentation on the new Advanced Baseline Imagery instrument aboard the GOES-16 satellite, along with an introduction to the RealEarth web mapping tool. GOES-16 is a geostationary platform. It has been under development for over 10 years, and it was launched about 1 year ago. Since then, it has been in a preliminary non-operational mode, undergoing operation and calibration testing. In spite of this preliminary status, it has already proved itself as an important tool to operational meteorologists. There are 6 instruments on board the satellite, 2 of which point towards the Earth to collect data. These are the Geostationary Lightning Mapper and the Advanced Baseline Imager, ABI. We will concentrate on the ABI instrument during this presentation. All of the current operational GOES satellites carry the same basic imager. The instrument is capable of scanning the full Earth view, also known as a full disk, every 25 minutes. It contains 5 spectral sensors that measure a broad swath of the visible and infrared spectrum. The base visible resolution is 1 kilometer, and the infrared sensors are 4 kilometer at nadir. In comparison, the ABI instrument is superior in all aspects and capabilities. It is capable of scanning a full disk every 5 minutes. The base visible resolution is 1/2 kilometer, and infrared channels have a 2 kilometer base resolution. And there are 16 spectral channels as opposed to 5. This animation illustrates the difference between scanning speed and image resolution between GOES-16 ABI on the left and the GOES-13 imager on the right. The geographic coverage and time period are identical. Please note the superior structural and temporal detail visible in the ABI image. The increase in spectral channels is particularly notable. Scientists are currently developing algorithms that combine measurements collected by specific channels. These algorithms use special response characteristics to identify notable atmospheric and terrestrial features. Secondary data sets can be derived based on these algorithms. Examples would include wildfire detection, land and sea surface temperature, algae blooms in the oceans, and various cloud characteristics. The ABI instrument can operate in many modes. Each mode defines a particular scanning strategy. This animation illustrates the base mode or mode 3 strategy. In the space of 15 minutes, the instrument can scan one full disk, 3 continental US disks or images, and 30 mesoscale images at the same time. Note the 2 mesoscale sectors in pink in this image. They are relatively small geographic coverage, rapid scan, 1 minute refresh rate floating sectors. Satellite operators have the capability to reposition these sectors over any portion of the full disk. Okay, well, now that we've got a preliminary view of GOES-16 and ABI, let's take a look at it in real time using the RealEarth tool. So many of you probably have never used RealEarth, and I'll give you a demonstration how you would find it if you were going to use it. Just pick any browser that you have on your laptop or your workstation right now, and you can type in RealEarth, and I guarantee you that one of at least the first top 3 hits on Google is going to be RealEarth, most likely the top hit. So if you click on it, you're presented with the Space Science and Engineering Center's version of the browser for the web view of RealEarth. It's broken into 2 basic sections. There's the image display window that you see with the image of the continental United States here, and the control panel or the selector. What I'm going to do is sort of work my way around the display here because there's a lot of tools. I can't get to all of them today, but I'm going to give you at least a driving lesson that will get you out of the garage and starting to view data. Okay, so right now the display comes up with a default of the GOES radar flying over the top of the global infrared. You can change what you're looking at by going down here to the product layers and hitting the all button. And as you do that, you'll see a very long list of categories that are available under RealEarth. Currently, there are over 600 products available, and these are only the categories. If you scroll up, they are in alphabetical order. So if you go to the top under GOES, you'll see the three basic GOES coverages. You'll see the CONUS, the full disk, and mesoscales. There's a mesoscale 1 and a mesoscale 2. In any time, you can click on one of those categories and you'll get a drop down, and there you'll see all of the 16 channels aboard the ABI, available from the ABI instrument, and you can check or click on any one of these and drag it over to the display to view it. So I'm gonna go for band 3. That's my particular favorite because it's called the veggie channel, and it gives a really nice view of the visible over the United States during the day. So I'm clicking on it and I'm just holding the button down. I'm just going to drag it and drop it on the display, and of course it's gone. Here's the problem of giving a real-time demo. Somebody is causing us to not get data. I apologize for that. Let me try it one more time. Go after the CONUS. Oh boy, this might be a short demo. I'm sorry. I can't get any data up here, I'm going to be hard-pressed to show you anything. There we go. Okay. That was probably a temporary mode. We've had problems this morning with people gathering data and not letting go. So at any time, so we had there was original bands up there, and I'm going to get rid of them by simply clicking the X button. And this is a particular product that we've just added to RealEarth. It's the true color version of the ABI full disk. So for every time period, you can actually get a true color product of the disk. This is what we mean by a disk. And you can zoom in simply by double clicking on the display. And the image will not refresh instantaneously. It's because what you're really doing is making a map request to a server. So, and here come the tiles. So the server is tiled this particular view, and it's actually sending the tiles back to us. We do this because we've got so many different types of data sets available in RealEarth that we can't really stage data or pre-stage data, so we simply depend on the map server to respond to map requests. So you can also zoom in by holding the Shift key down and opening a window. So I'm going to open a window over the Midwest section here and zoom in. You can add a map base to the display. Here's what we call our geopolitical map base. There's also a Google map base. Adds a lot more detail and has roads and political boundaries and so on. You can choose which types of labels you want to use. There's also a grid in case you're out over the ocean. There's no political boundaries out there, so you can use a lat long grid if you want. We'll go back to the political outline. Okay, and let's go back over here to the product window. And there's a few controls here that I'd like to make you aware of. First of all, there's the product on-off switch located right there. And if you turn it off, you get the base map display. There's no data on top of it. As soon as you click, the check mark appears and the data reappears. You can also change the transparency dynamically by just sliding the slider over. So the farther to the left it goes, the more transparent the data becomes. There's an information button that tells you all about the amount of data that's online and the coverage. You see a small map with a red box that shows you just exactly how much data you have. And I'm hoping I can go to some of these preloaded. Yes, they're there. Okay, good. So what I did is, for brevity's sake, I loaded a few other loops just to demonstrate some more capabilities, and we'll let this thing update. Okay, so now we've got an animation over the continental United States, and we've got 4 different GOES channels all in the same display. Only the visible and the infrared channels are displayed, and you'll notice that the IR channel actually is colorized. We call that an enhancement, and the enhancement indicates fairly cold temperatures. For some of the channels that we have online, there are enhancements, and down here you can see what the various colors indicate. At any time, you can turn off a layer and turn on a different one. So I'm switching from IR to a water vapor channel, And as I do that, you'll see that the label down here has changed to show you basically the amount of moisture that's in the atmosphere at this particular level that matches up with the visible image.
So Russ, this is Margaret. How'd you make that animation?
Oh, good question, Margaret. The animation controls up here. I was going to totally forget about that. Animations in RealEarth can be done as either relative animations, absolute animations, or product-based animations. A relative animation might be, show me the last 5 images from now back 5 time steps. An absolute animation would be, I want to see what the images look like from 12Z today to 13Z. And finally, what's occurring right now is a product-based animation. And what it does is it uses one of these 4 products as the base of the time steps. In this case, you're looking at all GOES imagery, and this is the CONUS, so each step is 5 minutes, but the band 2 or visible data is actually driving the display.
And now, Russ, for the sake of time, how can someone download one of these animations?
Boy, you're reading my mind, Margaret.
Okay, good. Well, we should be wrapping up, that's all.
Okay. So the quick way to do that, let's say I wanted to save one of these animations on the screen. All you do is go to the share box up here, and you get a representation of what you see in your display in this little box. And then what you do is you grab or you click on the image, drag it over to your screen, drop it on your desktop, and then let's say I wanted to send it in Twitter. I just grab a Twitter link and write a tweet. This image and attach it to the image and choose it and tweet it. And you can do that. You can embed these images and animations in emails and tweets and Facebook. Okay, well, I'm sorry for that hiccup at the start. Probably took a lot of my time away. So are there any questions?
So I've unmuted everyone now. If anyone wants to ask a question or type it in the box.
I'm going to have you tell me what they're typing in the box. I don't have that window anymore.
Okay. This is really cool. Thanks. That's what I just read. Can you go back to your animation while it's up though, Russ?
Okay, sure.
Because just that you can share an animated GIF or a movie. You can download, I mean, an animated GIF or a movie also, which is kind of cool.
Yes, you can. Here's if I got the time, I can do that right now. So again, there's a static PNG, and then you just go over and you click the animated GIF, and what will happen is that the map server will create an animated GIF for you. This takes a few seconds, and there you get it, and then you can just pick up the animated GIF, click on it, and drag it over to your desktop and drop it. That's an animated GIF.
I use that all the time.
And let's say I wanted to send that to Margaret, I would grab this particular URL and embed that in an email and send it via email to Margaret. You can even embed the animated GIF as well.
Okay, here's a question. It says, from Dave Jones, Russ, do you have border layers in RealEarth like coastal boundaries, countries, counties, etc.?
That's what we mean by the labels up here. Right now, if I back it up, you can see the geopolitical boundaries and the coastal outlines drawn on the map. So yes, we do have boundaries. We have boundaries as a map base there, and we also have that Google layer, which has much more detail especially when you start zooming in, because they do a thing called progressive reveal where you keep on getting more and more data added to the base map as you go. So if I were to zoom in, you can start seeing roads showing up, and at some point you'll see even more road systems showing up.
So we should wrap up. I have a comment. Oh, we have what's the begin date of ABI data available through the app? Philip Jones. Oh, I see. I'm sorry. Wait a minute. Well, what do we have, 24 hours worth of data online all the time, or 48?
I believe we have 24 online all the time. This is not an archive system, it's a real-time system, so we actually have 24 hours worth of data online all the time.
Of all those products.
Right, but then as the 24-hour rolls past, it starts replacing data, so you'll only have a 24-hour window to choose